Hi everyone, this is Love Crafted Girl. Today I'm doing a brand new calendar shaker divider for my happy planner. This month, lovely planner came out with April, and it's such a cute printable, which I can't wait to show you. Isn't it the cutest? It's popcorn with the soda, and I think it's adorable, and I can't wait to put this one together. So continue watching to see how I make this into a shaker card for my planner. So now that I've cut out my picture, I'm going to glue these together, and I'm going to make sure that the glue is all over the edges of the popcorn page, because once I put them together, I want to make sure that there's no openings for any of the sequins to get in. Before I put in the popcorn into the sleeve, I'm going to fuse the corner side first, making sure I have my space ready to where I'm going to be punching my holes on. Now that I've fused the corner, I'm going to check it with my scissor tip to make sure that there's no any openings. In case there's an open, I can still fuse that area. I should use a bone tool, but I don't have one, so I have to make sure I buy one next time I go to the store. Now I'm going to place my popcorn inside the sleeve, but I have to make sure I leave a little space at the bottom. I have to fuse that area, and I also have to have enough room to fuse the top as well. If you notice, I'm having a hard time fusing this area, and the reason of that is because the glass top that I'm using for my workspace is brand new to me. This is my first time using it, and so I'm still having a hard time trying to figure out how to use my tool. But I actually wanted to use this and then put the rubber mat that I have above this to have more stability, and I just couldn't seem to find my mat because I rolled it somewhere and I don't know where I actually put it. So now that I have this, I'm going to make sure that for my next time to make these cards, I will have both ready, and hopefully I'll have a better workspace and things will fuse a lot better too. Now that I'm done fusing the bottom of the page, I am now going to insert my popcorn sheet inside the sleeve, and now I'm going to do the other corner and fuse that corner, and then after that I will start putting in my sequences and then making sure everything looks good before I seal the top part. So as you can see, I am checking my area where I fused it, and I found like 2 little areas that were opening up. So I'm going to go back with my fuse tool and seal it up, making sure they are great. And then I will trim all my edges before I put in the sequences. One thing I like to do with putting sequins into my shaker cards is that I like to have a lot of it on one side of my card. Now, I try to keep it controlled where most of the sequences are on one side of the card, and usually that side would be the back side where the calendar is not seen, and that is because I like to have a little bit in the front so it doesn't cover up too much of the calendar itself, but I love having the back part have so much shine and so much glitteriness on it that it makes it so much fun to see when you're flipping through your pages in your planner. So now I'm going to do a smaller version of this. This is for my mini happy planner, and so I'm going to show you what I'm going to do, but I'm going to pretty much do the same exact thing as I did with the bigger one, where I will fuse one corner first and then, check my corners, making sure everything is fused together correctly before I do the sequences and sealing it up. Now I'm going to begin to make my paper clip with this cute soda, and the one thing about paper clips for me right now is that every time I have to do these, I am trying new things. I'm going to be honest, this is the most difficult one for me, and I feel like showing you guys the different things I'm trying, coming up with more different ideas every time I come up with a new paper clip, or even noticing things that are coming up after I make them is something that I want to share with you guys. So one thing I tried on this one, which I think is working for me, honestly, it worked for me better this time around. I still have to sort of tweak it again for the next time, but I decided not to fuse the entire thing, just fuse it a little bit down where I still have a good opening at the bottom, and you'll see here once I cut the two edges off of this extra plastic. But I also didn't glue that area with the glue stick. I made sure that area was opened. So here you'll see where I'll open up that middle part, and the paper clip will fit just fine inside without being glued in. And Also, one thing I wanted to make sure is I added some sequence to this, because I didn't add any sequence with my hot dog because I was having a hard time with the whole paper clip here with that. But here I want to make sure I added it, and since I have this open space area, it was easy just to put some sequences inside. And so with my hot glue, I'm going to place my paper clip inside here, as you can see, and I'm going to put a little bit of my hot glue on top of that, and then I'm going to seal it together. Now I'm going to put pressure on it to make sure that all the edges are sealed, and if I can seal part of that plastic, would be great too, but it won't work because once I go back with my fuse tool to fuse those last edges, it actually, you know, burns off whatever's in the way. So I'm still practicing, but I feel like this was my easiest way of doing it, and I actually liked the way it came out. It was so much more effective for me. I didn't have that much of a struggle, and I actually liked the way it came out. Now, another thing that I actually like adding to my paper clips is adding some of this paint on the edges. And to tell you the truth, it also helps to keep those ends fused, because sometimes the fuse tool doesn't fuse it correctly, and along the way, like when you first do it, it's fused, and then for some reason, maybe a few minutes later, it'll pop open like a little hole. And so what I like about using the paint is that it'll close up those edges, and if it popped open, it can't, because the paint won't let it. And also I feel like it gives it an extra texture, and it makes just the paper clip itself a little bit more nicer, and it has a bit of a pop to it too. So here's the final look to putting together the shaker card dividers, and I think they came out super cute. I love it. I can't wait to put them into my planners. I think the soda clips are adorable, as well as the calendar of the popcorn. So I hope you enjoy watching this. Don't forget to give me a thumbs up, and don't forget to subscribe, and I'll see you guys next time.